Hi everyone, once again this year we're interviewing members of the Notre Dame graduating class for our social media pages, and today we have some members of the class of 2025 with us. They've come back after their awards assembly this morning to visit again. They just couldn't get enough of the place. So we're in our senior lounge, as they called it, and on the backdrop we have the handprints of the many students that have come before them, and they left their marks, and these three have left their marks for Notre Dame as well. So we'll have a little talk with them today about that. I have with me Colby Booten, Kaiden Dietzenbach, and C.J. Davis. Welcome back, guys. Nice to see you. I guess I'm going to start with is just asking you a little bit about when you first came to Notre Dame, and what things you were involved in here. So we'll start with you, Colby.
I first came here in the middle of my 8th grade year because of COVID, and over in Illinois we weren't going to school, so then I transferred to Iowa school, and then I was involved in basketball right when I transferred, and then track, and then I played football my last year.
Okay, all right. So you were here you weren't here in all of middle school, but you were here in all of high school.
Yep.
Okay. Kaiden, how about you?
I transferred at the start of freshman year.
Okay.
So I did high school here, and I wrestled, played golf, played football, and yeah.
So highly involved in the sports that we have here too.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. CJ, how about you?
I came here my sophomore year,
Okay.
and I did wrestling, football, and golf as well.
It's interesting because it seems like you guys have always been here. I mean, throughout, especially you, CJ, you came, of the three of you, you came the last, but I just can't imagine this senior class without you three. So that speaks very highly of you, I think. As you went through your high school years here, Kaiden, I'll go with you. What are some of your favorite memories? Because I know, as I said, you all three left your mark on Notre Dame. What are your favorite memories of your time during your high school years at Notre Dame?
So my favorite memories are mostly like during athletics, but winning team state titles, and then my senior year when me and CJ both won individual state titles. That was such a big moment, and I'll remember that forever.
That just was as an awesome experience, not only for you but for our school. We were very proud of you both. CJ, what do you want to add to that?
Yeah, just like what Kaiden said, just wrestling, like as a whole, just the relationships I built with this team and the kids from Notre Dame, and like all of our senior trips that we went on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those were just always good, building good connections and good memories.
Yeah. Okay. And you had some great coaches in that wrestling program too.
Yes.
I know. Colby, how about you? You weren't a wrestler, but
No,
what did you?
Never wrestled and never got the opportunity to be a state champion and have a state champion team, but probably in the same boat. Track, I went up to state as an alternate my freshman sophomore year, and just hanging out with people like different ages, that was awesome. And then my junior year, I was able to run at the state track meet.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week we go up to state track to go compete again.
Oh, wonderful. And so, good luck. Yeah, we look forward to seeing what you accomplish up there. So you guys have all done great, and you've all represented Notre Dame very, very well. We appreciate that. Let's talk about, you mentioned trips that you've been on, CJ, and I wondered, did you go on the senior pilgrimage that we had?
No.
You did not. Did any of you go on that?
No, we didn't.
Okay, because there were some conflicts. Some of the other conflicts. Okay, so you guys were also involved in not only wrestling and in track, but what else did we have here? We had
Football.
you said football, and all three of you were in football, right? Okay, and I think there were some memorable moments made in that sport last year too, were there not?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that, Kaiden?
Well, yeah, last year our football team did really well. CJ knows more, but last year I was hurt, so I got to follow along and be the team photographer, and I worked a lot with the yearbook page, which was super cool. And then just getting to follow the team along on their journey this year, and I always felt like I was a team even when I wasn't playing.
CJ, was it a milestone year for that football
Yeah,
team? In what
winning.
way?
We won our first playoff game in school history.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So that must have
Yeah.
been quite a time for celebration, Colby.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Well, that's good. And then I think that you have left the team in good hands with your examples and,
Yeah.
and so forth like that. I love the versatility of you being on the yearbook too. Were you also on the yearbook,
Yeah.
CJ?
Yep.
Okay.
I-
Colby, what other things? I know you were a TA for Mr. Lamb, and
Yeah.
that was an interesting
was fun.
experience. Yeah. What kinds of things did you learn from that?
Oh, it's just all sorts of stuff. Mostly working on track stuff and setting workouts out for kids. And I was TAing for the freshman class, so kind of had to bring my patience level a little down, and just try to
That's good.
acknowledge some younger kids.
Yeah, now you know. Now you
Yeah,
know what it's
what
like,
it was like.
for some of us. Yes, okay. Okay, future plans. I have the feeling that some of these sporting experiences that you've had in high school are going to continue. So can you, CJ, tell me what you will be doing in the fall?
I will be going to Central College in Pella and wrestling and studying business.
All right. Any idea about long-term plans of what you might do with the business degree?
I'd like to get into like stocks and things
Okay.
of that
All
nature.
right. Well, good. You're enjoying finances and all of that. That's excellent. Colby, what will you do next year?
So I'll be attending SEC
Mm-hmm.
in Burlington, and I'm just trying to get some of my general classes, and then eventually I want to transfer to Iowa State and get my agriculture degree,
Alright.
and then go into that field.
And you have some background in that with your
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
the family business and so forth. Okay, excellent. All right, the wrestling I think also will continue for you, Kaiden, correct?
Yes, I will. I'll be wrestling in Minnesota State,
Okay,
so up there in Mankato.
dress warm.
I know, and I'll be studying. I'll get my pre-chiropractic degree while I'm up there, and then hopefully transfer to Palmer or something and get my chiropractic degree.
Wonderful. So you'll be able to do that. I think they have an excellent school and an excellent program up there, so that'll be really neat. Okay, so now that you're looking back on your years here, I think you, CJ, you've got a younger sibling that goes to school here, and Kaiden, you do too. Colby, you do not, but just the three of you, I'd like you to think about what advice would you give to the younger students. You've all gone, completed your high school years. What advice, we'll start with you, Colby, what would you give, what would you tell the younger students to do in the freshman, sophomore, and junior class based on what you've learned this year and the previous years?
Basically, so this year I learned a lot that your teachers are there to help you, and really at the second part of the year, you'll need your teachers a lot for resumes and just to help you out with colleges and to just you read our papers and just help us through scholarships. And throughout the whole high school, I'd just say get involved and do what you can, and you won't regret it.
Okay. What advice do you give to your younger sibling, CJ?
I would kind of tag on what Colby said, be involved in everything, because my freshman year, we had 20 kids on our football team. There was times we would go to practice, we wouldn't have enough kids to even fill our practice team. So I would say just be involved, go out for sports. I mean, you have 4 years to see if you like it or not, so just try everything, and I mean, in the end, you might be helping out someone else and you don't even know it, so.
Becoming a role model for
Yeah,
them?
Yep.
All right.
And then as you get older, just as seniors, always help the freshmen and help those kids to learn stuff so they're not nervous when they're going to practices, and then when they do have to go perform, they're ready.
That's nice, because I think a lot of times the younger ones really look up to the people that are in the junior and senior classes, and so that's important to be a role model. Kaiden, what else?
I would say focus on your grades all throughout high school. I did not do that, but it is really important. Your first 2 years, you might think, okay, I have 4 years left, but then when you get to your junior and your senior year, it's pretty hard to get that GPA back up. if you didn't have a good freshman, sophomore year.
And now when you, all three, you start your college careers, you know that. That's a lesson that you've learned, and you're going to go off and you're going to start right from the beginning in doing well and doing your best. Those are sound words of advice, I think, for all of us to follow. It's just take advantage of all the opportunities. And I know that you were, like I said, had some varied experiences with your book or with working with your teacher and trying to help. All right. Final thing. You are speaking to the people that are supporting our school and they're watching you on our website or on the other social media platform. What would you like to say to them as you conclude your years at Notre Dame? Kaiden?
I can go. I just want to say thank you for all the support throughout the years, whether it's supporting our athletics or our school trips or, when we went to Big Hollow last week, we had to have people who donated the food and drinks and stuff. So just thank you for helping out always and supporting our sports and supporting our school and making these 4 years memorable.
Okay. Colby?
Yeah, just thanks for all the help with the sports. I know working the concession stands is probably not the funnest thing to do, and we're just helping at football games, and especially since we go to West Burlington too, to sign up to do stuff at West Burlington too.
CJ?
I was just gonna say, thanks to everyone who's volunteered. I know sometimes it's hard to get people to work the front doors at admissions and concession stands and things like that, getting people to work the sidelines of football games or the table at a wrestling meet, and it means a lot to be able to count on parents to show up and help with the sports.
Volunteers are essential.
Yeah.
How do you think you'll be remembered by the younger kids?
I hope to leave a good legacy. I hope that anyone that's going into high school and sports just can look up to me, and hopefully I set a good path. And then for my sixth, soon to be seventh graders that I TA'd for, I hope they remember as Mr. Dietz, his sprinkle name.
How about you, CJ?
I hope to remember it as just the journey it takes in sports, just growing as an athlete and a student here as well, and just listening to your teachers. They actually help a lot, not just with academics, but they'll help with sports as well. Just always give it your all.
Colby, how will they remember you?
I hope that they remember me as sports, being involved with a lot of sports, and I didn't go out for football my whole life until my senior year. That you can just go out for a sport and enjoy it and have fun with your friends. Also, that working in the classroom is not the funnest, but it will pay off.
Has a Catholic education made a difference?
Yeah.
I think just growing closer to God while doing your schoolwork is I feel like my relationship with God is a lot stronger these last 4 years from coming to Notre Dame.
Okay. Well, I hope that relationship grows. Keep that in mind as you go out on your challenging journeys, which I know you're going to be successful at. God bless all three of you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.